These are the Lord's words. More people have died naked in America's history than you can ever count. From the babies that they have aborted, to the people that they traffic for money and murder for power, more people, I say to you, have died naked than you can ever mourn for or express. A nation that hates to wear clothing so much that even the dead die naked, stripped of all dignity, ruined, raped, molested until they come to the end of their lives. Children, women, grown men, all murdered, all sacrificed, all tied naked to altars and destroyed. I will repay because they have called me and called me and called me without an answer, but now I will answer. Now I will repay. And as the Lord was reading out these words, I saw a woman that had been raped so much in the front and in the back that her entire lower part was just sheets of blood. She was on the side of the altar and she had a rope around her neck, and the person who was holding the rope was off camera. So basically, from my perspective looking forward, could not see who was holding the rope, but I could see that the rope was being held by someone outside of my view. And I knew that the room was full of men. I could feel them, but all I saw was the woman sitting on the lower steps of the altar, and she was so exhausted and finished. She had no more tears. She had no more strength. She had nothing left in her. She was sitting on the steps of the altar and she was trying to gather the last of her energy so that she could climb onto the altar, because she had been instructed to climb onto the altar and be a willing sacrifice. Apparently, the rite that these people wanted to practice was that they couldn't take her, drag her there, and force her. She had to be willing in order for their magic to work. She had to appear as part of the recipe for what they wanted as a selfless sacrifice. And so nobody was rushing her or force her, but I knew that this woman had been given a death order that she better do it or else. And so she knew she was going to die. I could feel in her. I saw her from the back, and I could see all the blood on her lower extremities. And she was resting her head on the stone, just feeling some of the coolness. And then the Lord took the vision away. I said this in the prophecy, and I'm going to say this on camera. I hate to see these things. I hate it. I see them at the most unexpected times, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I'm not angry at the Lord for it, because I've said often that God doesn't have as many friends as we think. A friend is someone who is able to come to you and share what's on their heart. But I ask you, America, how many of you does the Lord actually count so close that he can come to you and tell you that his interest is not in the great prophetic wave and the next revival that everybody seems to be tuning into on YouTube, but that his concern are for the multiple unnamed, helpless, naked people who are being stabbed with curvy knives, while their wives or mothers or sisters wonder why they haven't come back from the store yet. Is God entrusting you with what the Bible calls the true riches? Or you just imagine that you and he share a fellowship that he doesn't actually see it that way? Many of us talk at God and we never really give him a chance to take us into the deeper water. And these, my friends, are the deeper water that I, Celestial, am in, even at 3 o'clock in the morning while the rest of you are sleeping. The Lord says that people have died naked in America, helpless, sobbing, screaming for help, and nobody came. Because the places where they killed them are dug so deep in the earth, and they're created so well to prevent echo and sound distortion, that if you do not know where this place is, you will never know what's happening. The Lord says you would never find these people, and that's why nobody finds them. Nobody helps them, because nobody knows them. And I saw exhausted teenage boys that were being dragged by their hair, naked, by grown men who were also naked, and I saw everyone's nakedness. So let it be understood that I'm not here talking about what I don't know. I was forced to see naked boys and naked men dragging the boys by their hair, and they were falling upon those boys. And you don't need me to express What a grown man is doing to a teen boy, they're definitely not playing checkers. And these people have no weapon. And the Lord was making me feel that in their heart, their blood and tears are all that they have to bring to these altars. And that these places are everywhere. There is no city or state where the altars of America do not drink blood and where naked people do not die to keep the battery of America charged. Shame. Shame. Their nakedness will be repaid. It will be repaid. And so I will close here by saying that God said that if you have done this, there is no hole that you can hide and no foreign vacation that you can take. You will never escape his rage and recompense. Whether you ever know it or not, the Lord will requite you for this.